G'day, and welcome back to ChunkyNadz episode 17. It's been a while. We finished off episode 16, essentially starting on our death trunk grind with the 88 smithing and 87 crafting requirements, crafting being significantly easier to accomplish than smithing. And we got most of the way through the 105,000 iron ore that we'd set out to achieve. Got a few hunter levels along the way and almost halfway to 99, which is always good to see. So let's pick up where that left off and see how long this death chunk takes. Well, diving straight in with hunter level. Maybe. Possibly. Definitely. 92 hunter. That is bang on halfway. Pretty good. We've gone 89 to 92, essentially with a slight detour to Teco salamanders, but otherwise pretty much entirely off of sunlight moths. Slowly but surely getting there on the 105,000. Probably going to end up a little over 87 mining, of which there is 85. So only 2 more to go there. And then we can get into the smelting and the smithing with a bit of a detour along the way. You would not be incorrect in thinking that we have not moved. Outside of bank trips, we've ground our way to 86. It has been a long while since we've had anything of substance to review. And having just got back from Vegas, let's go a triple popper. 65 attack. And 65 strength. And one more hit. 60 defense and 80 combat. Bang, 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 bang. While we are here, we're on a bit of a quest right now to kill many giants. And we are questing for cosmic runes, as you'll see in the inventory here. The reason for this is cosmic runes will go into making the rings of forging. We need about 500, maybe 550 of them, and a 1 in 64 drop of 2 per. So, 18 to 20,000 giants. And honestly, I just prefer this than mining the iron ore. So much easier as my NordVPN, not sponsored, decides to try and be a little bit of a donkey. But I just don't want to mine the iron ore. It took the better part of 3 months to mine the 105,000 we have in the bank right now. And this might take me 20 days. And it's better for the account. We're going to get attack, strength, and defense up. We might use a little bit of range with some of the knives we've got left over. Just feels like a better way to go about it from a long-term perspective. And we're getting... Oh, no, there we go. We're accumulating some runes along the way. So, once we've got through that 18 to 20k, got all those cosmic runes, we're going to do a little reflection on where we are when it comes to Rooneyville. And just a magic update. 47, knowing that from 53 to 106, we can only use spells up to level 12, or repurpose our experience lamps, which is what we've done. So, what has been happening in the last couple of thousand kills? Well, we are at 402 cosmic runes total. I think we've killed we got 4,700 for the curve bone initially, and we're probably another 7,000 now. So 400, there's probably another 12,500 giant kills to go to hit our goals, being the 800, but 69 attack, 84 combat. Let's just keep going. Let's keep going. While we wait for a defense level, getting a nice little stack here. We've got 1282 natures, so more than enough natures for the 800 cosmics in terms of creating ruby rings and enchanting those, and any additional natures will be put into superheat, and that will make life a little easier. We'll mine those ores on the spot rather than use the 105,000 that we have banked, and that will, gosh, I'm hoping really, oh, we've got a defensive level too. 65 defense, finally. Last one. Come on. There he is. No, there he isn't. There we go. 69 strength. Let's do a wee level up check-in, I think. One giant should do it. There's 70 strength. 85 combat. And 70 hit points. There. Boom, boom, boom. Obviously, just a sucker for a level up message. And so, there's 80 strength. There's 69 defense. And 70 attack with the bonus combat level. So, killing another giant while staring at your 800th cosmic rune, when that's the freaking goal, seems like a pretty dumb flex, but that's the giant's done. Just a lazy 24,000 of them. So let's take a quick peek at the bank after all of the giant kills. 110 mil in total value, 304 rubies of the uncut variety. That's pretty good rune stack. 2,500 the Nats, 8,000 fire runes. That's going to be good for the enchanting we need to do. 1,000 ensouled heads. That is a significant amount of head. Nothing really in the herb tab, although there are 9 ruby rings there. So I think the cumulative total there is 400. So it's not bad. 105,000 iron ore. That is a clean white stack. 64 long bones, 193 giant keys, 7 curved bones. That is an impressive collection right there. Well, it's been a long time coming and has involved far too many lamps going into the skill, that being a magician, but with this here water strike on this unsuspecting guard, we've now doubled the 53,146 experience we unlawfully got in Puro, via Puro, and we've officially unlocked the magic skill. But more importantly than anything else, we can now enchant rubies. We have been putting in 2,618 caskets at less than 50 per hour. You can do the math there. That's a lot of hours. We're going to open these and we're going to see if that's going to get us close to that 800. Probably give up on the fishing if we can get within maybe 20. We're on our last 15, so let us get those open. Geez, that bodes well, getting 3 rubies in the last 15. We don't know how many we've got. So, that'll be 173. We are over 8 and very, very happy. The time has finally begun to kick off the crafting. There is going to be absolutely nothing to see here, so I feel like this is as good a time as any for a montage. Stop! There is actually something to show for our work. Well, yeah, 1049. And what does that mean? That means we are now going to continue blowing glass and eventually blow many a bullseye lantern lens and bullseye lantern lens only. That is the highest XP we're going to get all the way to 87. Well, we got through all of our pre-banked molten glass. Took us to 73, because of course it did. And now on to the ruby rings, the ruby rings 800. Coming up on the penultimate crafting level, 86, one more to go. It has taken us a long time to get here, with a lot of blowing of glass. But this should be the last few molten glass and lantern lenses that we ever need to blow. 87 crafting. We can now craft Dorgashin light orbs, of which one left. Chunk task complete. Just the smithing task to go, and a lazy 38 levels of smithing at that. No problem. Finding ourselves in a state of transition now onto the smithing portion of the Death Chunk. We'll start it off with some dopamine, and there is 50 smithing. We can now smelt mithril, which we will basically not touch unless gifted to us by way of a maze random, and by that we mean the coal. Finally returning to West Fortis after a bit of an eternity, and there is an absolute travesty upon us. This was our cheese. And we can't get there anymore with Varlamore Part 3. This was mine. Unbelievable. So this is roughly what our trip looks like to smith these iron bars. Recall, 105,000 of the juicy guys. Little slither we can walk through to get to the anvil. It's about a 2-minute round trip, and with about 4,200 round trips just for that initial 1,500, that is 140 hours of just straight up and back, hammering out a plate body and selling it back to the shop and doing it all over again. Sometimes this good old game of RuneScape manages to surprise you with best in slot items in the most unexpected of places. And as we were waiting for a Starbucks, a little bit of AFK action, a mystery box appears, and in it, a 1 in 5,405 Dragon Spear. A what feels like potentially forever best in slot melee. That is such a good pull. Back to some live leveling up, and we have what is finally, well, ish, 87, which is the penultimate level. One more to go, and unfortunately the trigger here is some more mining. The 105,000, we knew it wasn't going to be enough, and now we kind of have to go back, pickaxe in hand, and grab some more iron ore. And smith we shall not. ChunkyNadz stepping in here with 87 mining, and can I tell you that at this point in time, not only are we done with smithing, we are done with mining. There's just very minimal excitement associated to both of these. At this point, I am so itching for a chunk roll. Feeling frisky, feeling sweaty, wanting to get through the balance of this grind as quickly as we can. So we're sweaty grinding, we're sweaty mining, whatever you want to call it. Just mine the iron, instantly superheat it, and get 55 magic, which is high level alchemy, which is not really that useful for the now, because we want to put all of our fire runes into the superheat, but a good milestone nonetheless. Probably the worst thing we could do is complete all of the skilling parts of this chunk and not start the quest component, which is meet and greet, and our friend Emilio, who just so happens to be a little bit infatuated with the dirty little grub Osman from Al Kharid and wants to open a kebab shop. And naturally, as fine adventurers, as good Samaritans, we must help him. So let us embark. Well, we are here to meet Alba, and not Jessica, who is having some problem with wolves and requires that we resort to violence to deal with them. So off we go. We're not winning any awards for this, but Dragon Spear out, we've got our full mixed hide, some glovies, and a helm. Probably could have used an amulet too, but that's okay. We do have a range switch just for the knives if we so choose. Considered bringing a prayer pot. Tried to bring a prayer pot. Failed miserably. Let's go get the wolf. Be nice if we had the ability to attack. Okay, we've got auto retaliate while we try and work out how we do this again. Left click where available, you idiot. Oh, we max hit at 18. That's quite nice. Yeah, get out of here. Take those wolf bones. Didn't use much prayer. Alright. We can now go report back to Alba. The wolf has been dealt with. Definitely not upset. Just seeing Victor walk out of the house as we're heading back to the bank. Figured I'd grab a key just for the sake of grabbing a key. Ended up with a diamond amulet. No, we can make these, but that is reliant on the 1 in 64 ball of wool from imps, and I'm not killing imps. Now, I have a diamond ammy, and if I had any more cosmic runes, I could enchant that. Got a few adamant related chunk tasks here, and figure we're gonna knock a couple of these out while we can. Quantity 1, we do not want to stuff up. Not a chunk task, but that is our best in slot axe. That's a huge upgrade on the iron axe that we've been utilizing. That is quite nice. We do have a task to obtain an adamant knife. So let us do that. Done. Obtain an adamant square shield. Also done. Obtain an adamant kite shield. Guess what? Also done. And I think that might be it. No, adamant square shield for a range best in slot, adamant kite, adamant knives. We're feeling good. That's all our Addy related construction-y thingies complete until we get 88. Actually, there was one left for some unknown reason. Addy Warhammer. So we'll make one of those two. I'm just going to sell these. They're not really much use to us, especially now that we have ye old Dragon Spear. Well, 177 days after we initially rolled the chunk that is this one, whatever it is, next to the Colosseum, we are at 99.99% smithing, which means that with this here inventory of adamant bars, we are going to hit that smithing goal of 88, as well as smith that adamant bar and get ready. We are rolling chunks, and if we're lucky, we're going to get a few. We're going to unlock a fair portion of that map. But as we go and hit that smithing goal, we're gonna get to 88 first. Let's reorient that map, make sure we can see what we're doing. We're going to get to 88 first, and what I'm going to point out here, once we get this, look at how long this grind took. We started at 65 days and 10 hours of playtime. Smith the anvil. Let's just go with the one. Outside of the plate body, we're going to do adamant bolts now. There is a desire, as anyone, to get a crossbow and be able to use bolts, particularly if we can tip them with diamonds and enchant them, which we can. So this makes the most amount of sense. Adamant bolts for the win. Tick. 88 smithing. 177 days. There we go. We can now make an adamant plate body. So let's go again straight into just the one and tick that off. 313 experience. One adamant plate body that we could have bought anyway, but we're going to wear it because the chunk task is done. And boy, does it feel good. We did promise that we would take a look. 115 days and 1 hour. So that has been roughly 49 days and 15 hours of playtime to grind out 88 smithing, 87 crafting. This one was a doozy. This one almost broke me. Going to be situating ourselves here whilst we conduct the chunk rolls at the puppy party with puppy Zolo, Molossus, and Lola in tow. And get rid of these lamps. We don't need the lamp smithing anymore. And that baby is going straight into Slayer. And 7 Slayer. And this baby, guess where she's going? Straight into Slayer. We've got a long way to go with the Slayer grind. Well, can you really grind out lamps? Probably not. But a long way to go nonetheless. 1452 total now. Feeling pretty good about where we've ended up. Let us load up the chunk picker. Let's take a look at what and where our fate shall take us. Meandering over to the chunk picker, and we've got a bunch of tasks here. And let's just slowly get the dopamine of ticking these off. 87 crafting. We have crafted a Liberty Light Orb. Did some rejigging of our tasks, so we did end up with a couple of extras. We will talk to these. Wear mixed hide armor. We have it. Wear mixed hide armor. We have it. Smith and adamant plate body. That is the big boy. Adamant Warhammer. We saw that recently. Oh, random event. Evil Bob. Fishing. No, thank you.
Chop yew logs, we've done that with an adamant axe now too. Obtained the cape we have, obtained the kite shield, the square shield, the adamant knife. Sensing a theme here, boys and girls, we've also obtained a yew shield, and we have done the quest up to meet and greet. Whew. Well, we've also, in the 6 months since we rolled this, put the numbers in some kind of order, because going all over the place it just feels a little silly after a while. Editor Nadz chiming in here with what is not really a spoiler. We are going to end the episode here and drop a chunk rolling episode in about a week's time. The reason for that is that we're going to roll a few chunks, and we're going to do it live, or at least we're going to drop the video live, so that we can see what we're lining up for our next grind. So in the meantime, thank you all for tuning in. Feel free to give the video a like, maybe even subscribe if you haven't already, and we look forward to seeing you next week for some chunk rolls.